So my next guest here is Marius Reikaros from Norway. You're Norwegian and you are a human rights expert and lawyer at the European Court for Human Rights. You have looked into Amy's case. What is your perspective from a human rights perspective? How do you view this case?
Well, from a human rights perspective, I'm terrified. I've seen so many violations already, and I'm not the only one who's saying that, because only a few months ago we had the same questions I've asked the Norwegian government, but this time the questions were addressed from the Human Rights Court. The Human Rights Court addressed 3 specific questions to the Norwegian government. The first question is, why is not the biological mother reunified with her son? The second question is, why is not the mother allowed to see her son at all? And the third question is, why the mother is not allowed, or why the child is kept on a secret address. All these 3 questions, which is raised in another case, are exactly relevant to Amy's case as well. She has not seen her son for years, and she doesn't even know where he is. And these questions have not even been debated in Norwegian courts, meaning that there is a clear violation of Article 13 and Article 6 of the Convention, saying that you are entitled to have an effective case trial. But that never happens in Norway, unfortunately. And I think that, to be very frank with you, I think that the Norwegian courts are speculating, especially with young families, that they're not aware of their rights, and they are literally being deprived of rights in the way that these human rights are fundamental. They are to be respected. Norway has ratified the conventions. The only problem is that these convention rights are never being tried in the Norwegian courts. So I have urged Amy to address these questions, the same questions, to the European Court, because we already have a case which is similar to her case in there. So I think she has a good chance to succeed if she puts that case in there. The problem is, of course, that it takes many, many years. But I think that we have to turn Amy's case into a new Bodnario case. That's what I think, because that case, Amy's case, is a perfect example of how bad this is. Is that you have all the elements of violation in this case, and you can never, there are no way that the government can win in the Human Rights Court in this case. So my hope is, of course, to see the same international commitment also in Amy's case, because not only for Amy, but also for the other people who suffers. But I think that by doing her case as another pilot case, I think that we can have more focus upon what actually are the relevant human rights violations in a more specific manner. And I think we can do that by bringing awareness to Amy's case. So, and that's basically why we're here as well, to find another pilot case, and by Amy's case is perfect for that.
So in other words, Amy hasn't done anything wrong that would justify the behavior that she has experienced from the authorities.
No, I mean, look at her and look at her boyfriend. I mean, they're young, healthy, normal Norwegian people. They haven't done anything wrong. I mean, they have just been victims for a cruel system. And I look upon them and say to myself that the state has already taken almost 4 years of their lives. Be honest about that. And by looking into this injustice, and if we accept injustice like this to be accepted, I think that we are partly guilty ourselves. So I think it's for every human being very important to bring awareness that you can make a change and you can be something more important than yourself. And in my opinion, fighting for injustice is the most important battle you can ever fight. So, and that's for you as well. I'm very impressed that you have come all this way from Vienna. I've come all this way from Norway, but it's an easy choice for us, right? Because we believe in something more important than ourselves. And that's why we're sitting here enjoying a good time in Warsaw, because we think that we have a mission in life to fight injustice. And my favorite word is that if you don't fight for others when their rights are being trampled, who will then fight for you when your rights are being trampled? And it's, in my perspective, it's that easy. So yeah, let's make it a new Botnorio case. And now, but Obama's here. There's a NATO top summit here, and we have shown to the Norwegian and the American embassy that we will not tolerate these violations. And we're waiting for Obama now to come. I don't know if he will show up, but anyhow, I think we've served a mission here. But the battle has to continue, of course. Mm. So that's a responsibility you and me have for bringing more awareness to the atrocities that are going on.
Thank you very much for your insight.
Well, thank you for coming, and thank you for our friendship and for making good times for us as well. So we will continue.